Good day, class. For our lesson for today is all about total physical response. And for our objective, um, you students will be able to understand and perform basic commands in English using total physical response techniques. And I will provide it earlier the alliance with the following foreign language standards. We have communication, vocabulary acquisition, cultural awareness, interpersonal skills. And for the creativity and expression, in the TPR story section, students will creatively act out a short story. And we have relevant standards addressed in a total physical response. First, listening and speaking in communication. Second, we have a vocabulary acquisition. You students will acquire new vocabulary related to action verbs. We have language structures. This lesson introduces imperative sentences. Cultural awareness. TPR has cultural origins and immersion programs for interpersonal skills. Your student-directed TPR activity will interact with your peers. Creativity and expressions, you gonna creatively act out a short narrative. You students will listen actively during TPR practice. For vocabulary acquisition and use, you students acquire new vocabulary related to action verbs. And we have writing. For proficiency level expected in ACTFL, novice high to intermediate low. And important for the scaffolding work, well, for language learning, we have engagement and motivations. You students build on what you know for having a success. Using first language skills, I'll encourage you students to draw on your native language skills. For the materials needed, flashcards with simple action verbs, whiteboard or sharp paper, markers, music player for only optional, duration for 60 minutes. You need students to have a greeting introduction for the warm-up. For vocabulary introduction for only 10 minutes, you gonna use flashcards. For TPR practice for only 20 minutes. And for TPR story, create a simple story on a whiteboard. Read the story aloud, emphasizing the actions. You students act out the story as you read. And after you do it, I will ask you about what is your experience with the TPR, and we will discuss the effectiveness of using physical actions to learn vocabulary, and I will give you assignments on how to create your own TPR story using at least 3 different verbs. And here are the following list of the following. As your teacher, I will set the flashcards, the whiteboard markers for the materials that will be needed. And for you students, you only have participation actively, and you need to listen and have a creativity and imaginative thoughts. And I will guide it for you to have an encouragement for participation, and I will ask you students to create your own story. You can work it individually or in pairs. And I'm hoping that all of you have a successful outcome for this lesson that we're gonna do. And of course, I will Pronounce the specific improvements that you have, like example for on how you pronounce it very well, for vocabulary retention, and for enhancer. And I'm so grateful for your participation and expressions for this lesson that we have and for the effort. I know that all these things that we're gonna do will be helpful for you students to improve your TPR techniques. And that's all. Thank you.